I really haven't played my Nintendo Switch too much in 2026 beyond, well, one game that I made a video on recently. Please go watch that video and Descent into Madness. But over the next 30 days or so, that is going to be changing drastically. There are a ton of games coming out on the Nintendo Switch 2 that I will be playing and buying on day one and probably making videos about. I think it's actually a pretty exciting time for Nintendo Switch 2 owners, at least this Switch 2 owner, because all these games look absolutely awesome to me, and I can't wait to play them either for the first time or play them again on the Nintendo Switch 2. The first game we're going to talk about comes out in just 2 days, depending on when you're watching this video, and that is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Now, this game was a game that I really loved on the PlayStation 4. I played the original vanilla version on the PlayStation 4. I completed it. I had a really good time with it. Yes, there's a little bit of padding. Yes, there's a little bit of things that could have been, tightened up a little bit. But I never got around to playing the Intergrade content, which adds Yuffie as a playable character and ties in some more story elements. That was available on the PlayStation 5. During that time frame, I just wasn't too interested to revisit the game, but it's been a very long time since I've played through this game. I played through the demo on the Nintendo Switch 2 eShop, and I thought it looked and performed very, very well. Hopefully they could do a little something with Cloud's hair. I don't know what it is about the Switch and Switch 2 and hair physics, but for some reason hair just always looks weird. But overall, I think this looks like a very great port of this game, and it's something I'm going to revisit. It's something I'm excited to play through again. It's not the longest game in the world. I want to say my playthrough of the remake was like 22, 24 hours, so it won't take you all that long, but I think the additional Intergrade content will definitely add some fun to the game as well. And like I said, that comes out on January 22nd. Before we get into the next game in this video, I want to give a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, VITURE. If you're looking to upgrade your Nintendo Switch 2 cell phone, computer, whatever experience with some awesome AR glasses, VITURE is back with the Beast, and these definitely live up to the name. You throw these on and you're engrossed with an equivalent to a 174-inch screen viewed from 4 meters away. No TV, no setup, just this huge ultra-sharp display powered by Sony's micro OLED technology. It's bright, it's clean, and honestly, it feels more like a home theater sort of thing than just a portable setup. And yes, before you ask, co-op does work with this, so you're not cutting anyone out. The coolest part about this, though, is the new built-in VisionPair 3D OF tracking. It's all running directly on the glasses, so there's no extra box, no noticeable lag, nothing weird. You can move around the screen, change the size of the screen, switch to ultra-wide or smooth follow. It just works, and it allows you a lot of freedom if you're doing some creative things either on your phone or on your computer device. So check out the link in the description box down below and use the coupon code RGT85 to save 10% on everything on VITURE's website. And a huge thank you to VITURE for sponsoring today's video. Coming out on January 29th is a game that I did not know was coming out on January 29th, and that is Grid Legends Deluxe Edition. If you know anything about me, I love racing games, but I like racing games that are like sim racing or more so leaning towards simulation. At least, like sim arcade is cool. Like I like having real cars and kind of real environments or realistic environments. There's a lot of over the top racing games out there, but I think this will actually scratch an itch that I have had. Grid Legends is a game that I played a bit on my Xbox Series X, but I think this version of the game I'm actually going to play quite a bit more. It is being done by Feral Interactive, who, if you know their games from the Switch 1, I mean, they were top-notch stuff. Alien Isolation was done by Feral Interactive. And this is kind of an interesting game because it has a bunch of different disciplines of racing. You're not just doing real cars, you're doing NASCARs and all sorts of stuff. There's a story mode. Now, there's additional DLC content that is included in this deluxe edition. So it is kind of the complete edition of the game that has additional cars, additional story modes, and stuff like that. And I'm kind of excited for this. You know, I have a hankering for racing games right now. This is actually one of 2 racing games that we're going to be talking about. But this is a game that I will pick up on the Switch 2. The Switch 2 needs some racing games like this, and I think this will be a really fun game, and I'm curious to see how it performs as well. And yeah, so Grid Legends Deluxe Edition, I'm kind of stoked on this. January 29th. February 12th is Mario Tennis Fever time, and really, out of all of the new Switch 2 games coming out from Nintendo that are announced and have a release date, this is really the only one where I'm like, all right, this is a day one for me. Like, maybe Tomodachi Life as well, probably Fire Emblem too, but like something that's coming close. Like, I don't care about Pokopia, and I don't care about the Yoshi game, but Mario Tennis Fever actually looks like really good. You know, they've included a bunch of characters within the roster. It's not one of those things where it's like with the Switch 1 sports games, where it was a constant drip feed of characters and a constant drip feed of content. All of the content, at least from the get-go, is available on day one. And there is a lot of content. There's an adventure mode. There's different types of tennis that you can play. There's different types of rackets. Of course, you have the Fever rackets and stuff like that. A bunch of different courses, a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different content. And I think this is actually going to be one of the better Mario sports games that we have gotten recently. Really, all the Switch 1 Mario sports games didn't hit for me all that well. Like, they were decent, but it was kind of like, I feel like there should be more to this. I feel like there should be more fun, more franticness, more sort of like online stuff as well. But it seems like a lot of that has been corrected with Mario Tennis Fever. And admittedly, the game looks great. So Mario Tennis Fever on February 12th is definitely a day one purchase for me. Then on February 17th, you have something that, well, I'm probably the only person that's excited for this, and I don't care. I don't care. I've already bought the headset apparatus, and I will be playing. Dude, this is right up there with like my most excited of all of these games. There's one game on the list that I'm a little bit more excited for, but this is right up there with all the other things, and that is Virtual Boy on February 17th. I don't think you understand my relationship with the Virtual Boy. I used to go to KB Toys with my mother, and I would go to run up to the Virtual Boy display, and I would play it, and I would play it forever, and then I ended up getting one, and I would play Mario Tennis forever, and it never messed with my eyes. Okay, it didn't mess with my brain. Those were weak children. Those children who had eye issues and headaches were weak individuals. I am a soldier of the Virtual Boy. In the Virtual Boy library, over half of the games are good. Over half the games are good. Telero Boxer is good. Mario Tennis is good. Wario Land is good. Vertical Force is good. Jack Bros is good. Like, I can sit here and name a bunch of good games on the system. Over half the library. Now, granted, you know, it's a very small library, but, you know, kind of jokes aside, I am stoked on this. I love the Virtual Boy. February 17th. Cannot wait. That stupid headset better be here on release day because I am diving into some Virtual Boy. On February 19th, just 2 days after the Virtual Boy transpires, we have Gear Club Unlimited 3, and this was a game that snuck up on me. I didn't know that this was happening. Gear Club 1 was decent. Gear Club 2 was a disappointment on the Switch 1, but I think Gear Club 3 might actually be kind of fire. You know, I talked about this on the second channel in a video talking about some upcoming racing games that were coming out very soon that I was excited for. And I think Gear Club Unlimited 3 looks really good. It's obviously taking some inspiration from Tokyo Extreme Racer with like the highway races and stuff like that, and having the battle meters up in the upper corner where when you pull away from your opponent, their battle meter drains, and then once it's completely drained, then you win the race. But there's also French racing. There's different sorts of cars that are on the track that are impending you. There's traditional racing stuff. It's very arcadey sim, leaning more towards the arcadey, at least the previous games were, but it does feature real vehicles and real areas and stuff like that. And I honestly think this looks mad decent, dude. Like, you know, once again, scratching an itch that I have with upcoming racing games, because I am a fan of vehicles, I am a fan of cars, and I am a fan of racing and driving fast and stuff like that. Like, it's something I've always enjoyed. This is definitely a game that snuck up on me, but between this and Grid Legends Deluxe Edition, racing fans are all of a sudden eating good on the Switch 2. We've been starving on this system because for whatever reason, Forza hasn't come over. But now I think this is a good-looking game. This is actually a timed console exclusive on the Switch 2 as well, and it comes out on February 19th. And the final game should come as absolutely no surprise. February 27th, a huge AAA game launching day and date on the Nintendo Switch 2, and that is Resident Evil 9. I am so excited for Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care. I love Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 8 to me was not as good as Resident Evil 7. I did not like the Heisenberg stuff. I did not like some of the weird stuff that happens towards the tail end of the game. But this seems like it's taking more inspiration from 7 than it is 8, as far as the setting, the atmosphere, kind of the way that characters are. And I hope it kind of dumbs down some of the more over-the-top things. But I think the setting looks good, the dual character system looks good, and the Switch 2 version of this game, from what we've seen at places where people could play it, it looks really damn good. You know, this is running RE Engine. RE Engine obviously can run pretty solidly on the Switch 2, but I think this is going to be like a real litmus test for the system to see what this system is truly capable of, what it can actually do in terms of visuals and performance when we're talking about new AAA third-party games. And that, to me, is probably the most exciting part. You know, if the Switch 2 version of the game sucks, it's fine. I can pick it up on the Xbox Series X or on my PS5. But I want the Switch 2 version to be good. Like, I want it to run well. You also have 7 and 8 coming out around that same time frame as well. I think it's actually the same day. But those games, you know, they're rooted in last-gen consoles. This one is for the current gen only. Well, was 8 last gen? I don't think 8 was last gen, now that I think about it. Regardless of the matter, I want to see the latest and greatest Resident Evil running on the Nintendo Switch 2. I want to see how it stacks up, and the game itself looks awesome and comes out on February 27th. So yeah, realistically speaking, within the next 30 or so plus days, there are a lot of games that are coming out that I'm going to be buying, and that's just Switch 2 stuff. There's also stuff on the PS5 like Tokyo Extreme Racer that I'll be buying on day one. So this is very exciting for me. I am looking forward to this upcoming list of games and this upcoming litany of games. I will be making a video on probably all of these on the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new. But let me know in the comment section down below, what games are you fancying? Maybe you're looking forward to some of the games that I'm not looking forward to, and that's fine. At the end of the day, it's just my opinion on these things. And let me know what games from my list you are looking forward to. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. And oh, wait, huge thank you to ViTURE for sponsoring today's video. Link in the description box down below. Save 10% today. Later.